here's the bad thing about BookTube. Someone ruined this book for me. Hey guys, welcome to another week in review. I've got a number of books to show you this week, like every other week, although it was not an incredible reading week, I have to say. I finished one book this week, and I was mostly done it last week. So that book is Homeschool Bravely. I listened to this one on audio and I enjoyed it. It wasn't like my favorite homeschooling book ever, but it was good. And yeah, so that is the only book I finished this week. I don't know if it's because of the next book that I picked up on audio that I didn't listen much this week, or if I just also felt like quite overwhelmed for a good portion of the week. And when that's happening, I don't want to be listening to something as well. I usually listen to my books somewhere between 2 and 3 times speed. And if my brain is like full, like I was having headaches and stuff, I can't listen to books. Anyway, a lot of you are going to be proud of me though, because I finally started Life of Pi. I'm not very far. I'm 72 pages in out of like 350. So not very far. I really can't say much about it yet. Like I don't really have any opinions. It's not my favorite book ever. It's kind of weird. It's not my type of book. Honestly, I picked this up because I always see it in thrift stores, and books that are so popular that they're often at thrift stores, I kind of feel like, oh, I should read that. I should have that like public knowledge so I can be, you know, in those kind of conversations, whichever conversations, I have no idea. But, you know, when those kind of references are made, then I know what's going on kind of thing. And also because the author now lives in Saskatoon, which is really close to me. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't really even know what's going on. Our main character lives in India, I think. Yeah. I really don't know what's going on. And his family runs a zoo, and it's talking about a lot of his, like, how pretty much every year he claimed a different religion in his teen years or whatever, and that's how far I am. I really don't know what's going on. The premise of the book that I actually know about hasn't even happened yet, so we'll see where this goes. Then to kind of like follow that same vein, I DNF'd a book this week, and I think that's also why I didn't read very much, because I didn't want to read it. Okay, Illuminate. Lots of people have been really excited for me to read this book as well. I got that far, like a little over a quarter in, and decided to DNF it. Partly because, and now here's the bad thing about BookTube. Someone ruined this book for me. I have been told from some video, I honestly don't even know who it was now, but I learned a big portion of the plot that I didn't want to know going into it. My theory as someone that talks about books on here is I try to not like give out more information about a book than you would read in like the first 50 pages or so, give or take. I don't want to ruin books for people. For me, like 75% of the joy of reading books is not knowing what's going to happen next. I know there are booktubers like that will do a book haul and then they tell you every little detail of what happens in the book and they've never read it yet. Like, that doesn't sound fun for me. So someone ruined it. And also this book, like the main characters are teens or like, you know, young adults or something. And there's just like a lot of vulgar talk / insinuations. Like nothing is actually said that is like super dirty, but it's like implied. And I don't know, I'm in my 30s. I don't want to be reading this. Yeah. So I am planning on quitting this book. I mean, I am quitting it because I'm done with a reading slump and time to move on. So then what I did, I was kind of just like looking at my TBR and I pulled 4 books off that I'm excited to start. And I put up in my community tab here on YouTube. I think like if you're subscribed to my channel, then when you go to subscriptions, I think it shows up in there. And I just took a shot of the 4 books that I was kind of interested in and asked people like which one I should pick up. And of course, like no help at all. You guys just like listed all the books, and so I had to make a decision. But there was 2 books that at the start like were neck and neck, so I just decided to start both of them. And that's Words on Fire and The Arithmetist. So let's start with this. Words on Fire is middle grade, set in Lithuania, back when like the Russians were taking over and trying to rid Lithuania of all Lithuanian things like the language, the books, etc. I think, is this in like, yeah, 1893. So that's when it's set. So I just started this one. I'm 62 pages in, not enough to really say anything, but I'm really intrigued on the whole premise of this. And then The Arithmetist. So I actually started this one first, and then I was like, well, I'm gonna start this one too. And then this one kind of sucked me in a little bit more. So Sanderson, this, I feel like it does not feel like a Sanderson book. Now, our main character is 16, but I've heard this is supposed to be middle grade, or maybe also I've kind of heard YA, and I do feel like it fits in between. So far, our main character feels more like a 12 to 14-year-old to me than a 16-year-old, and that's not a bad thing, it just is what it is. Anyway, so this is in a world where there are arithmetists, based off the title, you should know that, and pretty much arithmetists can make chalk come alive, and you can make chalk creatures that can attack people, and then there's different ways that you can block against attacks. And Sanderson has put a really cool map of, I guess it's North America is where it's set, and it's very creative. Everything is islands, and then often throughout the book there are different pictures describing the different defense strategies and the different ways that arithmetists can defend themselves using their chalk drawings and stuff. I actually started this on audio a couple weeks ago, and I realized really quickly like there was obviously maps and visual things that I wasn't getting from it, so I wanted to read the actual copy, and I'm glad I did because it's really interesting. Sanderson has, like, he blows me away with his creativity and different random ideas that he can come up with. And so really what's happening is some kids, so it's set in a school setting, so it's like kind of like Harry Potter-esque. Our main character is kind of an outcast because of his family background, and students are kind of starting to disappear, and they're looking into it, and that's all I know. And I'm 150 pages in. So far, it's a really easy read. I'm enjoying it. I'll probably finish this and then continue finishing this one, I guess. Yeah, for next week, and then I will continue with Life of Pi. I'm a little worried. I still have quite a few books on from my TBR that I haven't read yet, and we're a little over halfway through the month. I'm a little worried I'm not going to be able to finish them. Yeah, so hopefully I can, but this may be like one of the first times that I don't. Another book that I'm reading on my Kindle is The Defiance. I talked about this last week, and I haven't read any more this week because I'm so terrible at picking up my Kindle. I was kind of ranting the other week about how here in Canada you can't get library books on your Kindle, but you can in the States, but you can get library books on the Kobo. So I was like thinking about maybe selling my Kindle and getting a Kobo instead, and then but at the same time I really struggle with remembering to pick this up. So even if I changed my e-reader, am I going to pick it up? Like, I need that visual spine and cover calling me to remind me to pick them up. I've had this out right by my other books all week, and I totally forgot to pick it up. So I need to read The Defiance probably this weekend because the author is doing a video, like Q&A and some other stuff, some kind of like book launch video for those of us on the book launch team this weekend. So I would like to finish this before then. Now for like the update section here, I'm really have been enjoying editing my videos lately. For like the last week, I've been trying some new things. It takes like so much more time, but I feel like the videos have gotten more interesting, especially my fall recommendations video. I had a lot of fun with that, like with the intro, and I felt like the music was very atmospheric, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. And like I've been hearing some really positive things, so that's been fun. My plan is to continue like taking more time to edit my videos and just enjoy the process and make the whole video feel like an experience. So hopefully that's coming across. Hopefully it will continue to, like, it's a learning curve. Trying to learn new technology at my age sometimes feels overwhelming. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's for those young kids. But this has been fun. In my fall recommendations video, one of the books that I talked about was Pride and Prejudice, and how I liked it and then, or didn't like it and then liked it and then didn't like it. And someone left a comment sharing a playlist of the Lizzie Bennet diaries, I think that's what it's called, here on YouTube. And they're like short, like under 4-minute episodes. Like if you took Pride and Prejudice and put it in modern day. I've only watched the first 2 so far, but they've been really hilarious. So if you enjoy Pride and Prejudice or don't, that might be worth checking out. I'll totally leave the link below for that. One thing I've been thinking about is maybe changing my upload schedule. Thought I'd pop it in here because the people that watch my week in review videos or my vlog videos are like my more dedicated subscribers that watch most of my videos. So I really want to hear from you guys. Does it matter to you if I change? I'm currently doing Monday, Thursday, Saturday. If I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday, is that going to cause an uproar? I don't think anyone really cares that much, but I wanted to throw it out there. I might try that starting next week or the week after, just because these videos, they go up on Saturday, so I film them on Friday, but my husband has every other Friday off, so I kind of want to spend that time with Jared instead of like sitting here filming and then editing and uploading and doing all that stuff. So if I could have these go live on Friday, then I could film them on Thursday, and we could still have some like family time on the weekends. Yeah, just throwing that out there. If you have a thought either way, let me know. If you don't care, maybe let me know that as well. I really appreciate all of you that, you know, come back and watch week after week and multiple times a week. It's really crazy to think that I'm sitting here in front of a camera and talking about books, which I love doing, and I get to read books, and like this is a thing. People enjoy this. I mean, like, I love that you do, but it just makes me feel like, oh, who am I that people are watching my videos about talking like about books that I enjoy? If my teenage self knew this, she'd just be blown away. Okay, and then I have 2 Hey Reader announcements. So last week I talked about how Jared released the ability, that's a loud truck, how Jared released the ability to create custom prompts on Hey Reader, and now you can actually go in and add those custom prompts so that when you're picking a card, like you've got the spread of cards, you can actually have your custom prompts come up in there. I will maybe just kind of do a screen recording of me showing you how to do that and put it over top of this. And then the second Hey Reader announcement, if you missed my last video, is that we are doing a readathon, a Hey Reader-a-thon. Very creative, I know. All my details for that are in my previous video. Pretty much, if you read a book and you join the site and mark that you read the book, then you get entered to win a free book. And I mean, who doesn't want free books? I'm really excited about it. As of right now, we have like over 30 people joined. Even my 9-year-old daughter has joined, and I'm super excited about that. She hasn't picked her books yet, but I'm curious to see what she picks. I love seeing her get involved in different things that I'm doing, and obviously anytime my kids enjoy reading books or make an effort to read books, I'm excited about that. Okay, so I still have 5 books from my TBRs, plus the 3 books I'm currently reading to read yet this month. So I'm gonna end the video here and go read. I would love it if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching, guys.